and the Ravens, they have established themselves as the number one team in the AFC following the Dolphins completely collapsing in the final 2 minutes of the Monday Night Football game against the Tennessee Titans. You'll love to see it, man. The Ravens, they've they've the day before they scrapped a win in insane fashion against the LA Rams in OT off a Tylan Wallace kick return touchdown. Don't you love to see it, man? Don't you love to see it? So this team, with how all the other teams are looking, the Chiefs, they lost. The Dolphins lost. Jags lost. This AFC is looking wide open for us right now. Wide open. I repeat, wide open. And we're going to talk about the game first. We're going to go talk about the game, and then after that, afterwards, the after events and shit. Yeah. So if you're new here, subscribe if you're new. Click the like button. Comment down below your thoughts down below. And yeah, let's get right into it. So we're gonna talk about the defense here. The defense, it was a really off game for them. It was a really off game, you can say, for them. Especially the run defense. The run defense was really bad. We were allowing Kyren Williams to do whatever he wanted. Basically, he ran over 100 yards. And especially in that first drive. That first drive was brutal. They ran the first 8 plays, and then they passed the ball the next 3, and we forced the field goal. So they just went run the ball down the middle. We need, again, that 11 personnel run game that's really killing us once again. Nadamakan Su, he's still available. We can go sign him and try and see if there's any more penetration in the middle. And because there's easy penetration. There's easy penetration down the middle. Pause. Like, it is wide open. Dude, it's how do I say it? It really feels weird, right? Because in past years, our pass rush would be struggling, but our run defense wouldn't, right? It would not. Like, no one could run through us. Like, it was not possible. But we weren't able to get to the quarterback. But this year, we're able to get to the quarterback. In the pass happy league, we are able to get to the quarterback way better than we've been in the past few years, which is a big plus. And the run defense is becoming a little bit opened up. So I guess, a weakness that is being replaced with you have one hole that's getting clogged and then another hole that's opening up with this team. But hey, right now I would much rather be it this way, if you ask me. But it's really getting easy for teams to run on us, and teams have already picked up. It's a copycat league. Teams have already picked up on that. So that's a thing we really need to fix. To fix, yeah. In terms of the defense overall, it hasn't been very, very good this game. It hasn't been. Marlon Humphrey came back. He had his worst game since 2021. It's it's been rough out there. He's been battling injuries, so he's gonna get a pass 100%. Those talking shit about him, like, piss off. Like, come on. He's coming off an injury. Again, he didn't look healthy. If he didn't look healthy, I don't know why we're just putting him in. It's the same thing with Stanley, right? It's the same thing. Say whatever you want about them, but Ronnie Stanley, in his case, I'm gonna talk about him later. He shouldn't have been coming back before the bye week. And Marlon Humphrey, it was expected he comes back after the bye, and but if he's not healthy, there was no point putting him back in. He was being a liability. You just had to let him rest. And now we have Kyle Hamilton, who got injured. He got injured, went back in, and then he got a separate injury. Uh, hopefully, what we do is manage the injury well and do not rush him back. We have 4 games left. If he needs to come back in the playoffs, so be it. All right, so be it. But do not rush him back in. Do not. Like, please, bro. So, yeah, defensively, it's been the worst we've looked all year. All year. The gap fits weren't there, and secondary didn't do anything special. It was a rough game. Stafford, under pressure, was really dealing. He was dealing. So I don't know if it's even easy to stop that, but our secondary even really wasn't cooking. So yeah. But I think it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the worst thing in the world, honestly. Sean McVay, he's one of the best offensive schemers in the league, and he exposed our flaws. And our flaws are fixable. They are fixable. So yeah, it's gonna be fixable by health and adjustments, basically. And Marlon Humphrey, he's not repeating that performance. Unless he was actually he actually is still injured and shouldn't have been close to coming back today. And he should get better as time goes on with his health. He's not gonna repeat a performance like this. That's for sure. And it really might be a good thing for Ravens defense to have a game like this, to get tested the way it did today. Because again, we're going to make appropriate corrections, because we have games coming up against the Dolphins and Niners. These are 2 elite offenses as well. So it was a good thing. It was a good thing for the Rams to really show our flaws, and then we can fix them for even better offenses in the near future, right? And especially an offense like the Dolphins, where Mike Macdonald, he knows their tendencies now. He knows their tendencies. He played them once. Let's see if he learns from his mistakes from the first time, especially, yeah, that first time we did not talk about it. But yeah, defensively, bad game. It happens. But offensively, we're gonna do transition to the offense. Was a good game, right? A good game from the offense. So let's get right into it. Talk first with Lamar. He really had a MVP performance. It's no secret. Lamar had an MVP type performance, especially in that second half. He had a few misses, of course, but again, bro, the thing I love with this offense, right? With this new offense, I really love how we're just every time there's a miss, uh, we don't just abandon it. We don't just abandon the deep ball. What we do is we go and do it again and again and again and again until it succeeds. With Bateman, at some point it's going to connect. It's going to connect. Basically, the first deep ball, he yeah, Bateman, he slowed down. Didn't look like he thought the ball would go to him, but it's not an excuse. Second ball, I think it was both Lamar and Bateman at fault for that. Lamar, uh, I, I don't know, man. I had no clue. Maybe it was a miscommunication. Maybe it was anything, but that doesn't look like a good ball. It didn't look like a good ball at all. Uh, yeah, but yeah. Mm. Dude. I mean, with Bateman, man, he can't catch a break. He can't catch a break. He really cannot. Uh, it's really gonna be hard this offseason. It's gonna be hard this offseason with him, but yeah, honestly, man. But in that ball, it wasn't fully Lamar's fault. Like Bateman, either he slowed down. I have to check the replay. I don't know if he slowed down again on that thing. But the thing that really irked me is that he didn't fight it. He didn't fight for the ball. You know, because you have examples where Lamar he underthrew OBJ, right? That one time in OBJ, he took the offensive pass interference. He fought for the ball. It ended up being a pass interference call, but that's better than getting a turnover, especially when offensive penalties are less deflating, right? So he did us a service by getting the OPI still. But he fought for it. He showed effort. But Bateman, if he fights for it, that's a completion, an incompletion. Worst case scenario, that's an incompletion. Best case scenario, he mosses the guy, which it was unlikely anyways. But the best case scenario is actually really good, and the worst case scenario isn't the worst thing either. But what happened was that it became a pick, and he jumped the route. Like, come on, man. But you know, people are just going to be like, "Oh, it's all Lamar, it's all Lamar." But moral of the story about the deep ball, I just love how Munkin's offense just swings it. When Greg Roman was here, excuse me, when Greg Roman was here, it was basically just one deep ball. If it's missed, too bad, too bad. You don't get it, and it would get people complaining because it would be like, oh yeah, it was the turning point of the game. Oh yeah, look at that drop, look at that miss. People would complain, but again, the difference between it, like this is why it's really important to watch other games, to watch other teams play, because a lot of people who complained about that in the past were fans who only watched the Ravens. It only seemed like they watched the Ravens, man. Because you have good offenses like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. I mean, they would have 10 overthrows, 10 poor throws every game. But the difference was the opportunities. So it, like, because after that, when they hit all these other balls, no one's going to talk about all the missed balls. No one's going to talk about it. Which is why it's important to watch other teams play. That's mentioned to Ravens fans. But yeah. So this is what I love about this offense. And I'm going to finish up. I'm going to talk about the offensive line, and then the run. I'm going to get the run game out of the way real quick right now, and then I'm going to close out with Munkin. A observation so far after 14 weeks, right? So run game was non-existent beside a few Keen Mitchell runs, but we haven't been using him, which is again travesty. So, but yeah, offensive line. It looked like Lamar had a lot of time in the pocket today, much better, and it seemed like Ronnie Stanley played much better as well. He didn't allow a sack; he allowed one pressure. We've been doing a good job triple teaming Aaron Donald, doing by any means necessary. Do not let him get a sack easily, at least. He got there a few times, but hey, we just had a great scrambles by Lamar, great evasion of pressure. But yeah, it's all good. It's been good, so it's been pretty good. If our offensive line can play like this, for the rest of the season, Lamar's gonna be, he's gonna win MVP and Super Bowl MVP. He's gonna be unstoppable, bro. He's gonna be unstoppable because when Lamar has all day in the pocket, and and he finds an open guy, it's over, bro. Like if you're playing the Ravens and Lamar, he's in a position where he has a lot of time in the pocket, you're gonna get pissed at what happens next. Just a warning. But yeah, offensive line played very well. Let's get on Todd Monken. An observation on Todd Monken right here. Uh, from what I have. So, have you guys realized that with Giro, right, with Greg Roman, we'd come out flat and not score points. We would come out flat and not score points at all. Like we would be straight up bad and not score points. With Munkin, we'd come out flat and still manage to have a 30-point game. I'm not saying this game we came out flat. In the beginning we did, but overall it was a good game. It was up and down, but it was a good game from the offense, of course. But talking about, for example, the Chargers game, we still managed to score 20, even though the offense wasn't good that game. And, that's a difference. With Greg Roman, the score would reflect exactly how the game went. But with Munkin, the result would look better than how we actually played. Just listen to that again. With Giro, the score reflects how the game went, but with Munkin, the score would look way better than exactly how the game went. Hopefully you guys understand that, keep that in mind. And as a closing sentence, situational play calling, night and day. Last statements before we close out here. So the Ravens are the number one seed in the AFC, and so this is it, right? This is it. It looks like we're going to get the AFC North, even though it's not mathematically a thing for now. Uh, Honestly, I think a win against the Jags and a Browns loss could do it. Correct me if I'm. It could do it, right? Because we have four opponents, right? Jags, Dolphins, Niners, and Steelers. We are already 2 games back. The Browns are 2 games back from us, right? Uh, I think it takes us one win, one more win, and then on Sunday Night Football we play the Jags. Yes, we do. We play the Jags. So we play the Jags. The Browns, they play the Bears, right? So it would basically be. Okay. So it would make us 11-3 and 8-6. Oh wait, yeah. Hold up. They have the tiebreaker. They have a tiebreaker. Yeah, they have the head-to-head tiebreaker. Hold on. So we pretty much need. We pretty much need. Yeah. So what's needed is that we win our next two and the Browns lose one of them. That's basically it. And to clinch the AFC, first seed, what we need to win each game leading up to the Dolphins game, and then we beat the Dolphins. If we beat the if we win every game leading up to the Dolphins game, we have a chance to clinch the AFC. We clinch the AFC by beating the Dolphins on New Year's Eve, and then in the last week we've pretty much. Wait a sec. Uh, it looks like we are gonna need one more Chiefs loss though. So even that, we are still guaranteed to have at least a top two seed in the AFC. But we just have to hope the Chiefs lose one while we win out, or lose one. If we're gonna lose one, I hope it's against the Niners. But yeah, honestly, and a big shout out to the Dolphins fans who after they got embarrassed by the Titans by letting up 14 points in 2 minutes. Bro, I remember last night I turned the game off. After that fumble, after that fumble handoff to Derrick Henry, I turned the game off. I was like, oh yeah, okay, game over. And then I come back, it's 28-27. Bro, I mean, the Titans put up two perfect drives, basically. And the Dolphins' offense just fell flat. Their defense collapsed as well. So basically, yeah. But a big shout out to the Dolphins fans, who some even before, since after that game we won, saying Lamar played horrible and got bailed out by a punt return touchdown. Lamar Jackson's the only player in the NFL to have a punt return touchdown being used against him in football discourse. Who else? Who else has been used? No. Come on. But yeah, Lamar stays the most hated player in the league, and this is what's gonna make that Super Bowl win even sweeter. So yeah, it's man, that's it's our chance, bro. It's our chance. Like, dude, uh, if we don't win this year, it's if we don't win this year, another Super Bowl's not in the cards in the John Harbaugh era. This is all I'm gonna say. This is all I'm gonna say, bro. Our chance is now. Super Bowl or bust. We have the tools. We have Lamar Jackson in December. Actually, we actually have him in freaking December for the first time since 2020, and we can pretty much just go all the way. We can go all the way. The Chiefs aren't looking as strong. The Jags aren't looking as strong. The Bengals regressed expectedly. The Dolphins aren't looking as strong. I honestly think it's us and the Chiefs. Us and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, whether it's in Arrowhead or in Baltimore. Book it. But dude, it's gonna depend on the type of Ravens that come out. And again, I think this team, with this game against the Rams, has shown that we can win in different ways. We have won in different ways. Like this season, we won it in every way possible. every way. Back and forth game, blowout, scrappy game where the offense does nothing. Any game. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one. Sunday Night Football.